What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Coach Joe Strong, here with another powerful episode of the Business of Strength podcast, where you can hear the tips, tools, and interviews to turn your passion for strength into a profitable business you will love. I got a big announcement. Don't forget, September 18th and 19th, we're going to be in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona for our annual Strongest Year Gym Business Retreat. That's 2 full days of learning, growing, and scaling your businesses and networking with some of the best in the industry. We're going to have guest speakers. We're going to have awesome lunches. We're going to have a rooftop pool party, and we're going to bring the heat when it comes to scaling your business through people. This year's retreat is all about human development, employee development. Intern to All-Star is the program that we have here at Varsity House, and we're going to roll out the blueprint. We've brought together some of our heavy hitter friends that have scaled to multiple locations to speak on the topics of human development and employee development. You're going to learn everything from our hiring process to our pay scale processes to how we continuously develop our employees through education all day, and most importantly, how to create mini entrepreneurs within your team so that you're not the only one selling, thinking about the business, marketing the business, and that you have an army of coaches and people who work for you who are going out and growing your business day and day again. Don't forget, September 18th and 19th, Scottsdale, Arizona. Go to bosretreat.com. Get your seat today. It'll be the best couple $100 you've spent on your business this year, guaranteed. Speaking of that, today's guest is none other than our good friend, sponsor, and tech guru, Mike Lisi, owner and CEO of Ignite Entrepreneurs. Mike, thanks for coming on today. Really appreciate you being here. And I'm excited to chat with you a little bit and talk about what you guys got going on.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Appreciate being on. And yeah, I can't wait for Arizona myself, counting down the days. So we're excited.
This is your third trip out now? Yeah, this will be your third year. Yeah,
Third
for
third
sure. Third
Arizona
year in a row.
third
Yeah, because we've
Arizona
been and
trip.
you came to all of them. This will be our third, and I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag now. It's gonna be our last year. Maybe not ever, but next year we have chosen another location. I will not disclose that location yet, but it's gonna be amazing. You guys are gonna fall off your seats. Um, but Arizona is a fun time. Obviously,
Oh,
exactly. We know Mike. We know we're not you, the other Mike. We know Money Mike. We know Street Dreams. Mike loves it, right? We almost lost him to the mountains. And
yeah.
but the reality is that obviously just give you the cliff notes here. So obviously Mike was a longtime client of the Business of Strength, and Mike owns two gyms that are separate brands, separate businesses, both very successful in their own right. RAF, his first and original like passion project gym, like so many gym owners. You know, Mike was the coach, owner, operator, doing all the sessions, doing all the marketing, the sales, and things like that. And obviously, over a bunch of years, scaled himself out of that business. Has a great CEO and kind of COO there, Mike, another Mike, who runs that, does a great job there, and a whole team of people that are working there now. Made all the same mistakes that every gym owner makes, bad schedule, bad prices, all the things, and then took all those mistakes and took all the best things out of that and scaled to another location, NXT4, which is basically a class-based strength training model, which I think is fantastic. I think the product's great, the look is great. I think you really nailed the vibe, the culture, and the let's call it the branding of that business, and partnered. Obviously, you brought in some great humans, which we could talk a little bit about to help with that. And I think like when you look at every step in your business, you could probably think of a time when a person came into that business and made a huge impact and helped you, hit the next rung in a sense. And so, but Mike's come out to Arizona the last 3 years, twice as a client, now as a sponsor, and through the years, obviously, as gym owners, lead acquisition is one of the biggest issues most gym owners have, right? Getting new clients in the gym. Mike was frustrated with, other agencies, kind of, the haphazard nature of having a remote agency that doesn't really always have your best interests in mind, is not like focused on your business 24/7. So Mike decided to take, ownership into his own hands and build out his own company called Ignite, which is helping gym owners like us and helping gyms like ours, like Varsity House and our brands, scale their businesses through CRM, digital ads, website design, stuff like that. So, Mike, give everybody a little bit of the let's call it the background juice behind why you start side Ignite and kind of what you guys do.
Yeah, Joe. So, Ignite kind of started because we saw a gap in the market, really. We've been through plenty of agencies that have definitely helped us in the past. But the thing like that was missing is they don't understand the gym business enough and gym ownership enough. So I think, you say tech guru. I'm definitely not a tech guru myself. We have people on our team that are tech gurus for sure. I've definitely learned along the ways, but more importantly, I think what sets us apart is we are gym owners
Yeah,
first.
Stefan's way more than you are.
Yeah, way better than me. So
Yeah,
we're gym owners first. We're gym people first, and then I think that helps so much because we can understand problems way better, and we can help fulfill those problems. So like our whole thing is about fulfillment. So increasing your lifetime value, your retention by building in member journey systems, building that stuff into your business, where a lot of other agencies are just out there chasing leads for your gym, which a lot of gyms aren't ready for that yet. Like they're not ready to fulfill the
sure.
leads, number one. And then when they become members, they're not ready to fulfill that either. So we like to
Yeah.
take a step back, create systems in your business first, and then we can pour the fuel in the fire and then do some lead gen with you after that. So
Yeah,
that's our our plan.
I had at least 4 or 5 conversations with gym owners this week, new gym owners who were like inquiries, and strategy calls. And a lot of them were like, yeah, I need to get more leads. I was thinking about running digital ads. And there's usually two pathways when that thought process occurs, right? Is they try to run them themselves, which is usually like pissing money into a fan, right?
Yeah.
You're just like pissing money into the wind. And then or they're going to hire an agency and they don't really know what that's going to cost, right? So, look, here's the reality. There has to be a service fee for the agency for doing the work, right? So that's generally in the realm of most agencies, somewhere in the realm of 1,000, upwards of $2,000 in service fee. So wherever that fee. Now that has nothing to do with ad spend, and that's where most
Yeah.
gym owners get caught up. They're like, oh wait, so I got to pay for the ads and ads management. It's like, well, yeah, if somebody's going to run the ads for you, manage all the funnels, pipelines, and stuff like that. So people forget that their first like out of pocket expense with running ads is probably going to be somewhere in the $2,500 to $3,500 range per month.
Yeah.
And that winds up being a lot of money for a lot of smaller gyms. And they're like, ah, shit, I can't do that. So again, Mike has created a suite of other products. We kind of look at it as we always talk about, if you've listened to the podcast, we talk about offense and defense.
Mhm.
Offense ads are offense. Ads are getting cold leads from the community that you serve to see your brand and come into your gym. Defense is actioning people you already have or
Mhm.
have had um, to get them back in your gym. And in a sense, the only cost of a referral or a reactivation or a membership upgrade, right, is the time it takes to shoot out a text, an email, a phone call, and to have some systems built around that so it's consistently actioned in a well laid out format. And that's really what you guys have helped ourselves and all the gyms in the business of strength that you work with really systemize that client journey, like you said. So talk to me about that and what are some of the key points of focus in that customer journey where most gym owners at a certain point, maybe it's 50 members, maybe it's 75, maybe it's 100, where they start to really slip on, let's call it remembering,
Yeah.
oh shit, did I call Mike? Did I give Mike a high five, for his 3 month mark? Oh, it's been a year. I totally forgot that I had these 15 clients that just hit their first year and I never acknowledged it, like stuff like that. So talk about some of those key
Yeah.
points and go from there.
Yeah. Well, like the main thing is, and like, the member journey is huge because if you are ever going to run ads, you want to make sure your cost of acquisition is so low and you're so far away from your client's LTV, right? And the only way we can
Hmm.
do that is focus on the member journey first. So when we focus on the member journey, we're going to increase retention, we're going to increase the LTV. That just gives you such an advantage when you're running ads because you can go out there and spend more. You can spend as much as you
Hmm.
want to, as long as you're getting the money back. So our member journey is a whole year journey and really intensive in the first 90 days. And we have our template that you can plug and play. But the cool thing about us is we are not the cookie cutter type of agency. So we give you the option if if you're busy, you're a busy gym owner and you don't really want to be involved in it, of course, like we have the automations to just put it in, plug and play. But we recommend putting your own language into it and your own systems inside of ours. So basically, when you sign up your member by whatever membership it is, you can segment it differently if you wanted to. And we have a whole sequence for a whole year. So that can include, and not, it doesn't always have to be external or outbound marketing to your members. It doesn't have to be automations to your members always. Where that's where people think it is, but really what it
Hmm.
is a lot of staff reminders. So we can
Yeah.
automatically add tasks to your staff. So for example, somebody signs up, bang, task is hitting your admin. Make sure this person gets a welcome card, welcome and welcome emails already being sent out, branded, looking nice. All that stuff is there. On the first week, whoever's responsible for that client on their journey, we can ping that person automatically after week one saying, hey, Mike's been with us for 1 week. Make sure you get a check-in phone call out. And then the owner can go in and check off these tasks and see if they're being done. And then we have a bunch more. Obviously, like Google reviews is in there. Obviously,
Yeah.
automated
I mean, so
referral
look, I'm
offers,
going to stop you
all that
right there,
stuff.
man, because that's been, I mean, honestly, for us, when you told us, hey, we're going to put an automation in for the Google reviews, and I'm like, all right, well, that's so, I mean, that's brainless, right? You put the link in there to your Google review, and basically, we just put in like a little, creative message, like, hey, you've been here for a while. We'd love to hear from you. Please let us know how we're doing, if we're doing a great job, blah, 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 right? It's a very simple message.
No,
155-star Google reviews later in like a year, right? And doubled
no,
our Google reviews because we never forgot to ask ever again. And like
exactly.
the days of like, hey, go to the front and scan the QR code. Like it was just, but it was another layer of communication right to their phone right at that moment. And it's really been a game changer in making us when you look up personal training in our area and Varsity House comes to the top, we're the only gym with hundreds of 5-star Google reviews. And that again, when people are making buying decisions and they only know what they don't know what they're looking for a lot of the times when it comes to fitness. They're going to gyms near me, personal trainers near
Yeah.
me. You got the one gym's got 355-star Google reviews, and the next one's got 100. All right, well let me call the top one first. And it's kind of like restaurants, right? Like people do the same shit.
No, for sure. And that's like, our main goal as an agency, and again, because we understand the business so much, is we want to help you for the CRM alone. We want to help you increase retention, right? And your members, keep your members longer, increase that LTV. Like that's what we want to do, and give you, the gym owner, and your staff time back. Like that's our
Hmm.
main two goals with the CRM. Like I was just on a discovery call with a new client the other day. He's like, what could I expect the ROI to be from the CRM? I'm like, there's not really a direct ROI from the CRM. Like that's not like what the CRM is for. It's more for organization.
Yes.
We are going to increase your retention. Can we put a number on that? We're working on getting some data points from our clients right now, but it's very hard to. But for sure, you're going to get time back in your pocket. Like that's for sure. You get time back, and then you're going to have more money in your pocket. You can go do bigger tasks. So
So
that's
talk so
that's the
so let's
main
talk
thing.
about the CRM services. So just again, if there's listeners out there, there's a lot of new gym owners who are maybe just trainers or they're thinking about opening up a business. A CRM is a customer retention and management system, right? So you
Yeah.
have a digitized dashboard that basically tracks all leads from all sources and all communication, incoming and outgoing from a variety from obviously the three main, communication inputs, text, email, phone calls, right? So there's a suite and a hub, and within that you can communicate with new leads that come in from Facebook ads, a like an opt-in from a an email, your website, right? A Google ad, whatever it is, right? They're going to come into that. Even your DMs,
Yeah.
right? You could even get your DMs to populate your
Yeah.
CRM, which is super cool, right? And then you could communicate with them in live time, and meaning that XYZ person pings the website about adult fitness, the lead populates. You could set it up so it sends out an automated message. Hey, Mike, it's Joe from Varsity House. Thanks so much for contacting us. When's a good time to chat? And we can hop on a call and see what type of fitness you're looking for, see what you're looking to accomplish, like that type of stuff, right? So now, again, for the small gym owner, you say, well, what's this cost? It's whatever it is, it's a few $100s to install these programs. But think about the speed to lead, and the no longer are you then running from sessions to go say, oh, I had 3 leads come in this morning, but I had sessions till 11. Now I got to run and try and call those people. There's
Yeah.
already some automated processes built in. Also, if you're building and scaling your businesses like we are, and you have sales reps and sales teams, now all you could see all that communication. So you could see if there's kinks in the armor in terms of like verbiage, sales ability, things like that. All the phone calls are recorded and scribed. So you can
Yeah.
literally review them all with your team. And we could and the other powerful thing is that as you start to segment, Mike and his team, what they did a nice job for us is that they segmented all our members by product and service level, so I can pull out a list of, hey, I want to send a message to everybody doing our 2 time a week semi-private training. Boom, that takes 2 seconds. We send that email out, send that text message out. Hey, I want to see everybody who's doing our class-based services. Boom, we pull that out. We could review that list. I could send a
Yeah.
specific message. Maybe we're gonna have a specialty class or something like that. I want to send out a message there. Hey, reminder, Saturday is going to be our specialty kettlebell class or something like that, whatever it's going to be, right? So there's a variety of tools that you could use, and I just look at it as streamlining communication. Most gym owners, and I'm sure you did the same thing, Mike. Everybody had my damn cell phone, right? It was
Yeah.
it was either
Yeah.
like I was either getting 50 phone calls a week from clients, right, about scheduling, billing, whatever, or my inbox in the email was getting destroyed every day by members. Now I have a central hub, and it's like you just load up the CRM. All right, let me see what everybody's chatting about today and where we have, and that's it. So talk to me a little bit about that, and like the gym industry's changed a little bit. I think
Yeah.
people. I when there's always a part of me that's like, I'm just gonna go back to the the garage gym days with my notepad and like a couple clients. But that might be my retirement plan. But if you want to run like a real business and you're gonna have employees, you have to professionalize the business. And I also think like a lot of the gyms that we're dealing with are custom training businesses that are charging, three, four, $500 a month for like a semi-private or class-based product, and or upwards of $1,500 a month for private one-on-one training.
Yeah.
The people that are paying those prices, a lot of them don't want to train in like some, I don't know, they respect real businesses. They don't want to train in some piece of shit. They don't want billing mistakes. They don't want scheduling issues. They don't want, so you have to, in a sense, like professionalize and level up your tech as a company at some point.
100%. Like this might sound biased, but like at this point, like a good CRM is like the cost of doing business for a gym at this point. Even a personal trainer, like
Yeah.
I mean, you have to look at it like that. It's like your rent fee. Like you need it, like because the thing is, like number one, it's going to save you time, and then not only that, like if you're have text message on your phone or emails on your phone, you're going to miss a couple people. There's no doubt. And if your, lifetime value is over 3,000, like which it should be at minimum, right? Like you're losing, three, 3,000 for one person, like it's going to cover your costs. Like there's no doubt about
Yeah.
that. So, and give you time back. So, in today's age, yeah, like speed to lead's important, and then organization, because, you can see where people are coming in from and then get back to them. And then you have a nice thread where emails, DMs, Facebook, whatever it is, text messages all in one place. Your calls are all there, and then you don't have to be scrambling all over the place looking for who messaged me, who do I got to call back, and all that.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's it's just time, energy, efficiency, streamlined communication. It's also allows like if you do have a salesperson, like they have one central hub to go to, they're not searching through their phone trying to find
Yeah.
text messages and emails and stuff like that. I look up a client. If I look up a client and I could see all their communication in one spot. So I could see every email, text, and phone call that was made to that person and be like, all right, hey, did I talk to Mike about his membership? Let me go back and check. I checked Mike's membership. Oh shit,
Yeah.
I forgot. I forgot to remind Mike that he's got to renew his membership or whatever it might be, right? And you kind of go on from there. So that's just I think it's just the way of the future. I don't know. I mean, because and you guys are working with gyms, obviously, from the startup, like personal trainer. We got our buddy, a couple guys in the business who are literally right at the startup phase of their gyms and are just starting their first gyms. You got a couple
Yeah.
guys who are still just in a sense like personal trainers, renting space in other gyms. And then
Yeah.
you have businesses like ours who have multiple locations and like us here over a dozen employees and so forth. So it kind of scales. The CRM is not something that where you say like, oh, I don't need it yet. I only have, I'm just a personal trainer. It's like, well, like I think like the earlier you professionalize, the easier it's going to be to onboard. I think if you like
100%.
if you
100%.
have 100 clients and then you go backwards, you got to get all those clients on the platform. You got to get them used to something,
Yeah.
as opposed to it just being the already built-in way that you do business in a sense.
Without that, even if you're a personal trainer, like, we're going to give you 10 hours back a month. Like, there's no doubt in my mind about that. So you can go out there and do 10 more sessions for $100 and make $1,000. Like, we're not $1,000 for CRM service. So like it'll
Right.
pay you, it'll pay off right there. And then like, if you ask me, and this is going to sound biased too, like if you take our CRM away, I would be screwed. Like I wouldn't
Screwed.
be able to, my businesses would fall to shit. I don't know what I would do. I really don't know what I would
I don't
do,
I don't think we could run Varsity House without it ever
No.
again. There's too many clients, and we've got 600 and some odd clients between the three gyms where, I have multiple salespeople. There's so much communication going in and out. It's impossible to keep track of everything. And I
Yeah.
forget what the law is called. It's not Parkinson's law, it's something else. I forget what it's called, but there's something that like that I forget who wrote it, but it's basically the idea of like the average human can only remember the names and information of about 100 people
I think
in their
100 people.
lives,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and those are generally going to be people that you're like frequently interacting with, right? Um, I can't. I was me and Dan were down on the gym floor yesterday, and there had to be 2 dozen people down there that I didn't even recognize. That
Yeah.
like honestly, like I
Yeah.
almost never saw them before. I was like, well, are they brand new? He's like, no, that guy's been here for like 4 months. I was like, oh shit, you know.
Yeah.
And and that's not like again, I'm not wearing that with a badge of honor. We're just obviously we're busy growing other operations. I'm not training people in this building anymore, so my connection to the clientele and the gym floor is way different than it was a decade ago. And I think that's a big selling point too for a lot of gym owners. If you want to maintain some level of consistency and the quality of your product, the quality of your customer service as you scale away from the business to do other things, right? Which is what a lot of coaches are doing, right? They coach for a bunch of years. They hire a head coach. Now that person becomes the main trainer. They become the sales and marketing guru. Then a few years go
Yeah.
by, they become the business person. Now it's like, hey, I'm going to open up 2 more gyms. Okay, great. Well, now you're a gym owner who owns and operates gyms. You're not a trainer anymore. You're not just a gym owner. You own a business that owns gyms, right? And a company that owns gyms. And that requires systems and processes that are consistent. Like McDonald's we could say here that it's not the best hamburger in the world, okay, but it's one of the best hamburger delivery systems
Consistency.
in the
Consistency.
world. It probably is, right? And
Yeah.
you know exactly what you're getting at any McDonald's anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing here. It's how if I'm the owner operator and I'm beginning the process of scale and I'm starting to remove myself from the day-to-day product, meaning the training, and go to more sales and marketing and business development, this system, the CRM and what you guys do at Ignite is one of the key systems to put into your business in order to be able to see and keep a pulse on the communication and customer service in your brand.
100%. Like if you ever want to grow out of your business, like there's no way you're going to grow out. And it doesn't have to be ours, but like if you don't have a CRM, you're never going to grow out of your business.
No.
It's impossible. It's completely impossible. Like I was away for 3 weeks in the summer. Like from actual gyms, like I didn't touch it at all. I just checked our scorecard dashboards here and there just because I wanted to. But everything's in place because we have all this stuff built out, and that's the
Yeah.
only way I'm able to scale different businesses. That's the only way.
Yeah.
Um,
And look, here's the other thing. Like, obviously, and this is a little bit of a separate conversation because the CRM is, in a sense, your sales and marketing is your sales hub, right?
yeah.
But it is marketing too, right? Like defensive sales, whatever you want to call it, marketing. I don't give a shit what it is, but actioning referrals, actioning reactivations, having a lost lead, lost client list in the
Yeah.
CRM that I can consistently action with opportunities as you grow and most gym owners wind up hitting some ceiling
Mm.
because the word of mouth is their number one marketing tool, right? Oh, I get most of all my businesses through word of mouth, right? Well, all right. Well, if there's no systems built around that, it's very unpredictable. And so as your business grows, your marketing and sales processes have to scale too. The days of me and Dan standing on the gym floor, kind of organically making sales, talking to coaches, inviting people into the gym, that's not keeping 400 members,
No.
going. You need a lot more juice to manage that many humans in one building. And it requires literally hours of daily sales activity by a team of people now, right? Where it used to just be me and Dan. It was very like kind of just like off the cuff. We're always on the gym floor. So I would run to the front desk if somebody walked in. I'd chat with them
Yeah.
for 5 minutes, give me your name and info, and I'll call you back later when we're done training. And it was run back to the training floor.
Or forget to call them back later because you're so
Or
busy.
forget to call. Yes,
That's,
exactly. So,
you know,
now I'm, like Mike and the sales team our Mike, our big Mike and the sales team are actioning, some form of sales ploys every single day, whether they're calling a reactivation list, trying to get old members back in the gym, or they're calling current members, how you doing? What services do you need? Have you had a tune up or check in with a coach? When was the last time you did an in body? You want to bring your spouse next week to come work out. We'd love to meet her, like that type of stuff, right? And it's just, those outbound conversations are how you make sure your clients are happy and staying happy and that they're getting the service that they need. A lot of clients won't say it on the gym floor because they're in front of other people too. Like if there's a problem, it's probably going to happen on the phone call, right?
yeah,
Like they're not just going to
yeah,
come up to you in the middle of the
no,
floor with 20 people and be like, you know what, I got a fucking bone to pick with you, unless something egregious happened. But the
yeah,
reality is that their experience might be degrading over a period of months, and they haven't said nothing because maybe the schedule changed, maybe you had a coaching change, right? And they're unhappy with the new coach or whatever. And then you reach out in one of your defensive, you know, call metrics, and you're like, "Hey, Mike, how's it been? You know what, Joe? I've been meaning to say something to you, but I never found the right time. You always seem to be busy in the gym, and there's a lot of people around. I don't want to blow you up in front of a bunch of people, but the new coach, he's kind of a dick." Yeah, and it's like, "Oh shit, really?" He's like, "Yeah, he's
yeah,
been really nasty to me, and I heard him berate a few clients, like stuff." I was like, "Oh
yeah.
man, so." That's part of running a great business is having those conversations with people, and again, I think it's just the need of that now is so much higher than it ever was. And again, you're in our New York, New Jersey metro area. Also, Mike and his gyms are in Long Island for the people that are listening. So the competition here is stiff and fierce, man. Like
Yeah, there's gyms everywhere.
I could throw a rock on 30 gyms. You
Yeah, there's
know,
gyms everywhere.
our buddy Connor was here yesterday. He's like, how's the competition around here? And we did like a quick drive around town. He's like, holy shit, dude. There's like you got like 25 gyms in a mile from here. I was like 25. Try like 50.
Yeah,
And he's
you
like
got to be on it.
there's maybe like three gyms in our entire area. I was like, yeah, exactly.
No, you got to be on it. And like, a lot of stuff that you were just mentioning, like we can handle most of that stuff that's already done in your member journey that we're talking about. Like that stuff kind of happens. Like, for example, we finally consistently implemented our customer feedback survey like, for a full year now. At the end of quarter 2, I took the export of that list. I put into ChatGPT. I said, tell us where to improve. Where's our main areas that are hurting us right now? and just spit us out the report. So like I never used to have that clear of data, and having that is huge. Now I know where to take direction of my gym, even though I'm not there. So, so that's just another example. But
Yes.
in terms of like the CRM, like that is one area where like I'll selfishly say I think we're like the best at is the member side is like, it is a lead generation, it is a lead service, but we go beyond that into member retention. And I think that's what sets us apart, that and our service that we provide to our people as well. So
Well, I mean, all businesses, obviously as you're growing and you're this Ignite is technically a pretty young business that's growing
yeah,
and going through a lot of the same growing pains as any business, scaling humans, right? Scaling employees
yeah,
and so forth. Talk to me a little bit about specifically about your business model, what you guys are doing. Obviously, for total transparency here for our listeners, we have a partnership with Ignite and the Business of Strength. Mike and his team do all of our CRM services. They do all of our digital ads for the Business of Strength. They built our websites and stuff like that. They've done an exceptional job. Customer service is off the chain, and they are basically a de facto sponsor of all of our events, and they're at all of our events, and they work not exclusively. You definitely work with outside gyms, but we have an exclusive contract with Ignite to help the people of the
yeah.
Business of Strength that are within our consulting, reach to work with them, and it's been really exceptional. Talk to me a little bit about the other people in your business and kind of some of the day to day and what you guys are doing each day and how you're servicing the gyms that you work with.
Yeah, I mean, like the biggest thing, like in any business, I think is fulfillment. Like we always talk about that as like, like as long as you get your fulfillment processes down, you can scale your business as much as you want to because you have a good, clear picture of where your clients will go and you feel comfortable that you're going to give them the utmost best service and the best product, right? So, funny enough, like we haven't really started marketing Ignite yet. We haven't. It's just, any business that's young, I really believe in, like what you were saying before, it should all grow word to mouth, do a good job, people refer you. And that's kind of how, we create affiliates like you guys, like, we have a partnership with you guys and you guys have been awesome to help us get off the ground. It's been amazing. But like that's where you should start out, right? And we don't want to take on so many people so early because we know that that could run into issues. So one thing we did was like we literally have a team of people in Romania, like legit. One of my right hand guys, Stefan, is there, and holds down
Stefan's a
our tech.
beast.
He holds down our tech side of the business, and we're more like let's slow it down. So we literally flew him out a month ago. We worked for a week as a team on our fulfillment and our processes, our communication systems to improve our customer service and improve our systems within Ignite for our customers. That's what we're focused on. Like we're not focused on getting more people yet. We're really not about that yet because I just want to make sure we're comfortable first. As long as we can fulfill people, how can we improve it? How can we make it faster, better for our people? Then we're going to start turning our ads on, which we're planning on doing the next quarter or two. But we're just spending the time on that stuff. Like that's our business plan right now. Is
And
like,
you've had a lot of
you
organic
know,
growth. Obviously,
that's it.
I don't want to like say like only you're a super hustler and entrepreneur, but like obviously, we had a great relationship going. We saw the need as well. We had several dozen gyms in
Yeah,
our consulting group who were like, these guys need this. And it's not like me trying to sell them a piece of shit. I was like, look, dude, you need some digitech. You have no tech in your business and you're
yeah,
literally writing down people's contracts and like what services they bought in a notebook. Like that is such bush league piece of shit business that you like, you're trying to sell. You got a guy who makes $500,000 a year, and him and his wife are paying you $1,000 a month to train, and you're
yeah,
forgetting and you're fucking up his billing every other month because you're writing it down in a goddamn yellow notepad. Like, what are you doing? Like
yeah,
just stupid shit, right? So, I think this is part of that process. So, you built a great team. Obviously, Mike is there. I know Kayla's helping out a lot, and you guys have
yeah,
done great. I know they're always somebody from my team is always on a call with somebody from your
yeah,
team each week.
yeah.
So I know it's been really good. And we're in the process of doing some more stuff for the gyms and building out a new website and doing some really cool stuff. So I'm excited when all that gets finalized and comes to fruition. It's been a great synergy thus far. Talk to me, Mike, about now some of the things, and I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag here on a few things that obviously, like Mike has a variety of services within the Ignite kind of bundle. Obviously, CRM is kind of the base of the pyramid. That's basically the starting point for most people. We you do run digital ads for some of the gyms that you work with. Obviously, that comes with that's an additional cost, of course, right? Just like anything, there's a service fee. Plus, you have to manage the ads. You have to pay for the ad. You have to decide how much you're going to spend per day on ads. That's a separate thing. So, what is your recommendation when a gym's ready to run ads? And it's time to run ads. What are some of the key points there of like what should they have lined up ahead of time? Like before you run ads, you should have
Yeah.
X, and then when you're ready to run ads, this is what it's going to look like. Y, in a sense.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. We've literally turned people down on the ad side only because they have nothing in place yet. So like if we run ads, it's just going to be a waste of money. Like there's nobody. So like for the biggest thing is, do you have a clear, organized pipeline? If you don't, we can build it for you, no problem. Like what is your sales process? Let us implement it, automate it for you, and put it in place, get comfortable with it. And then we can talk a little bit more about putting on ads, right? So that's number one. Number two, who's controlling these leads? Who is going to be the one calling these people? Who's going to be on top of them? Do you have a point person? Because we need a point person. Because if not, it's not going to work out. So like we take the opposite approach to most agencies, and I think people respect us for that because like a lot of agencies in the past probably should have told me that I wasn't ready for ads because we weren't
Oh,
ready for ads. So
the first three agencies we hired, they should have been like, you guys aren't ready yet. Don't even bother spending your money. You got to get these other things set up first.
yeah, but I used to think it was bad leads, and look like things you have to remember like on Meta like 3 to 5% of people, as actually studies done, are actually looking for your service, right? And remember, like with meta ads, you're searching for people, right? You're searching for the people with interest as best as you possibly can. So like your callers have to be on it, they have to be calling people, and they got to know that it's okay if only 2 out of the 20 people pick up and have a conversation with you. Because if you can get those 2 people in, you're going to scale your gym and scale your ads. You can do it
Right.
that way, right? Like so, like that's what you got to be aiming for. But you have to have an organized pipeline, clear clarity on it, and then that one person, that point person. Because if you don't have it, it's not going to work out, and then they're going to get pissed, the gym anyway. So like, I don't want to go down that path. So it's like, let's get it in order. We'll do the best job on our side, right? There's really 3 sides. It's like our side, our expertise on the actual ad side. All right. Then there's you making the effort to call these people and make sure that you follow up on these people. And then there's also the market, right? Your local market. Right? There's 3 determining factors that we have to get all aligned for this to work.
Yeah, I think like that's a big step that you mentioned there is relentless follow up and your ability to make the sales calls. Now, again, um, if you don't have dedicated sales time or a salesperson or you don't have the onboarding systems, meaning for actually intaking new clients onto the gym floor, like the training system,
Yeah.
the onboarding, like your customer service systems and stuff like that. And we fire up the CRM and we fire up digital ads. The first question I asked a lot of gym owners like, hey, if I get you 25 new clients next week, are you ready to take in 25 new clients? And a lot of them like, I don't think we could do that. I could take maybe 5 or 10. I was like, all right, well,
Exactly.
let's backtrack then because the goal of the ads is that I'm pumping you full of 25, 30 leads or more a week, right, on this thing. And you got to somebody has to call them every day. Somebody has to action that. Somebody has to book a session or a
Yeah.
goal setting session. And so I think like when you start backtracking, before I hopped on with you, Mike, I had a discovery call with somebody who potentially is looking to open up like a multi-sport facility in the Texas area. And they had
Yeah.
no idea about any of this stuff. It's like, look, man, before you take the plunge and maybe possibly, take a loan out on your home, more your wife is he was saying my wife's gonna quit her job. We're gonna do this full time. He's like, all right, man, before you blow your entire life up, like here's a couple things that you got to think about in terms of what running a training business actually looks like. And he was like, damn, dude, like I got to pump the brakes a little bit, do a little more research here. I was like, look, I said, that's okay, brother. That's a good call because you got clarity and honesty. And now right? And you don't want to go into a situation in a business, right? You don't want to open up a business and fail. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody sets out there like, I'm going to do my passion, and then it fucking tanks and you go bankrupt. Like nobody, that's not, I don't think
Yeah,
anybody starts with that in mind. But a lot of it happens because they didn't have the sales and marketing. Right? It's all sales and marketing. Dude. The product is great. If the product is good, right? There's lots of great trainers out there who have shit businesses, and there's
yeah,
lots of shit trainers out there who have great businesses.
for sure.
And we can make fun of Orange Theory, F45, and all these like national brands that have like thousands of shops and so forth, but they're billion-dollar companies. And it's
They're
not
sales and
because
marketing companies. That's
it's
what they
not,
have.
yes, it's not that they're the best trainer. They don't have some guru trainer in each of the thousand Orange Theories. It's not like the best trainer in the community in that Orange Theory. It's a good trainer. A lot of times in Orange Theory, it's a good class based trainer. It's a woman or a guy on a
Cheerleader. It's a
headset. It's
cheerleader.
a cheerleader that's fun and upbeat, right? It's your local pub bartender who likes fitness,
Yeah,
but they have
yeah.
amazing systems, amazingly consistent systems. They have a consistent marketing machine. They have a consistent sales process that's the same across the entire company, across the country and beyond. Where if you don't have that level of consistency, I again like spending $3,500 a month on digital ads and then expecting it to just like transform your business. Well, that's not reality.
No, and like I'm like I'll always say this, like especially in the gym business, like it's definitely product first. Like your product's got to be great, and if your product's great, it'll solve a lot of problems for you. So once you have that set product, which it should be good, right? As we're opening up for this, then it really is a sales and marketing business from there, right? But you just got to trust your product because if you're selling people into shit, then they're gonna leave, right? But you got to
Yeah.
sell people into a good product and they'll stay longer and increase your LTV and then your business can grow and flourish.
Right.
So
All right. So once we get past the CRM, we're going to run ads. We're going to do the ads. We've gotten to the point. We've systemized some things. We had the pre-conversation like, hey, do you have these things in place? Talk to me a little bit about some of the nuances of digital ads and what are some of the important key factors in running a good ad?
yeah, I mean honestly, like I think a lot of people overlook the simple creative and copy. I think it matters so much. Like um and speaking to your consumer. So like what we'll do first is you see all the time, you see the same ads for the same gym, like literally the same creative, which is
Mm-hmm.
terrible. But some marketing companies will just keep the same creative and use the same exact creative. Like, could the messaging sound similar? Of course, it's going to be typically the same messaging across most gyms. However, what we do first is, and I think a lot of gyms appreciate this because we actually take the time to do it, and no agency did this for me, is we'll create a client avatar profile first for the gym. So, like, we'll have a call with our messaging team. We have somebody that's very great with that inside of our business. It's not my jam at all, but
Mm-hmm.
we have somebody that's really good with that, and we'll just speak to them and see who they want to attract first, right? And who is your avatar? We'll create a client avatar profile for you that you can keep forever and use it for your marketing forever. Once we have that profile done, then we'll start writing our copy and creative and ad scripts off of that. So we'll
And look, let me just I'll ping in real quick, just for those people listening. Like again, I'm not here to pump Mike's services, although we're going to put links and a great discount for people who are listeners to give Ignite a try. Um, hint hint for those listening. But I think because Mike owns gyms and because his team came from and the team of Ignite too, they come from running gyms and they're still
yeah,
involved in the gym businesses that you own. Mike and his team write great gym copy where like a lot of a couple of agencies ago, it was like dog shit because they weren't in the gym game, right? So like it was so um I don't know, I hate this like I don't want to pick on any but like salesy shape magazine copy line like it was like, 50 ways to lose pounds.
free
Yeah,
trial
yeah, it was
like
just
the
very vanilla, very salesy, very catchy phrase, and it wasn't like nothing spoke to the raw emotion of being unfit, unconfident, and unhealthy, which is the majority of the clients that we're dealing with. That 35 to 65-year-old, in our case, in my case here, it's a 35 to 65-year-old busy professional, mom and dad who has kids in the community, who lives in our communities, and they are either not fitness people at all, or they're, let's call it, hobbyist. They're not like
Yeah.
CrossFitters and shit. You know what I mean? And so Mike writes a great copy. So again, you talked about great copy, copy and creative. What's
Yeah,
next
I
on the
mean,
ads?
and like so
Headlines.
the creative, we take like so much time on it. So like we'll take your pictures and we'll put copy over your pictures and we'll run it through ChatGPT probably like 25 times until we have a good until we feel comfortable. And yeah, like a good hook, obviously. I think like everybody gets caught up in the offer and like your a lot of people's copy just talks about the offer. Nobody gives a shit about the offer. The offer is whatever. As long as you connect with somebody emotionally, that's what really matters. So like just focusing on that, like that's focusing on connecting with somebody. The offer, it can change whenever. It doesn't. I don't think it really matters as much as people say. It's really just how can we connect with who you want to bring into your gym, and we help you connect with that person. Basically, that's the main part. There's no other secrets, and then there's a lot of technical stuff in the back end, like setting up your pixels properly, making sure your tracking is all good. But that's more technical. But in generally speaking, it's really your creative and copy.
Great. And how much content, again, and I think this is another like roadblock that a lot of gym owners face, and I've had lots of conversations with people that you work with who were like, my ads are doing good, but I was like, well, how much creative have you given Mike? And like, well, I had a couple pictures I sent his way, or I did one talking head video. I was like, all right, well, you got to do 10. You got to do 10
Yeah,
talking head videos and give him a bank of pictures. Like, he's like,
yeah,
oh yeah, you think so? I was like, yeah, dude. Like, you gotta, when you
uh,
decide to go down the route of digital ads, that's when we hired Simmons Media, and it was like, all right, well, I need a photographer on site every other month. I gotta have
yeah,
I gotta have high quality pictures. If I'm gonna spend $3,000 on ads, I might as well spend another 1,000 and get top level quality, creative.
yeah.
And then it's like, hey, when we're going to do a series of videos for an ad, a campaign, the retreat coming up, it's like, Joe, I don't just do one video and call it. I do 6 different hooks, different call outs. Hey, gym owners who are struggling to make more money. Hey, are you sick and tired of running a team that doesn't get it, right? Are hey, would you love to know that you could go away on vacation for 3 weeks like Money Mike did, and his business actually thrives and grows while you're gone? Like, wouldn't that be a dream, right? So when you do, it's like, oh yeah. So how much of it is on the gym owner to make sure that the agency has got high quality creative and that there's a constant flow of creative?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, we just need a good, it definitely is for sure. We just need a good starting point with a lot of like content folders or still pictures is fine. And then we'll direct you on some talking head videos, which take you
Yep.
like 5 minutes, like
Yep.
it should not take that much time for you. We want to take that time, and we'll work on all that stuff for you. Really, what I need them to do though is pick up the phone and get people on the phone with people and really try to sell people. That's the main thing.
Yes.
But on the
Yeah.
creative side, as long as you have some professional photos. We do all the edits, all of that stuff for you.
Yep.
So just get us some photos of people in your gym, and then we can go from there. But it's really on the sales side we need them more on.
Here's a little nugget for the people that feel like if you're saying to yourself right now, like, I fucking suck in front of the camera. Like, and some people do, right? They just don't
Yeah,
have, or they don't have experience. Like, not everybody's going to be, where me and you are at because we've done so many of these, right? It's just, and my
yeah,
my people see me speak or hear me speak at events, or they see my videos and like, dude, you speak so well. I was like, well, I've done literally thousands of
thousand
videos,
times.
right? So I didn't start off that way. I started off sounding absolutely awful. And when I would play the video back for myself, like, oh my God, I sound like
Yeah,
an
me
absolute
too.
moron. Right. So
Yeah,
the tip is there's a program that I used to use. I no longer need it because I'm freaking one take Rigio now, but I don't need it anymore. But I used to fumble a lot on like if I was going to run like a talking head video that I wanted to hit a couple key specific points on, and that's called Prompt Smart Pro. It's basically a teleprompter for your phone, so you could set your phone up, and whatever verbiage you put in there, it scrolls like the beginning of
uh,
Star Trek, Star Wars rather,
yeah,
and
yeah.
as you're speaking, it moves and keeps you in line. So you could roll through the copy on video 3 or 4 times to really get it down pat. And it's helped that helped me a ton years ago when I really wasn't great at getting it out with the concise nature that I do now. Obviously, it just took a ton of reps. So Couple more questions, Mike, here. One of the things that you guys do, and this is another kind of add-on services, and there's some people are thinking like, oh, but I have all these specialty products. We do 6-week transformations. We do, client events. We do a lot of other things. And Mike and his team and myself, right, we've helped Mike with some of this, and we've created some installs and a variety of products that you can kind of install into your CRM. So I'll specifically talk about two that we've used, and again, these are definitely, obviously, like all businesses, these are definitely additional cost markers because they take a tremendous amount of work and stuff to install. But one of the things Mike's done for us is really help to integrate our scorecards and put together taking everything that comes from the CRM and putting it into a digital scorecard, a sales scorecard. Now we use that scorecard like it's the freaking like it's up on every salesperson's computer every day. When they're on the CRM, their mandate is that they have their CRM up, they have their sales scorecard up, and they're tracking and logging what the calls were about and so forth. And they have their mind body POS system up. So if we make a sale, we could action it right to the POS system. Those installs obviously take a lot of time, energy, and effort, right? But nothing has created more clarity in my business than the digital tracking scorecard. Talk to me a little bit about that and what was the inception behind that? Because I think that, I mean, for me, if I was going to invest in Ignite, it would be primarily because of that, because the data on money and the influx and outflux of clients is the business. And talk to me
Yeah.
a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, it was like you always hear about like scorecard, 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 but like for me, it was always like I spend too much time on this shit. Like it's just like there's like so much time that I'm spending on it. I don't want to keep on spending time on this. It's like, and then other people will say, I just check my bank statements and check your revenue. But that's like behind. You're behind when you're checking your revenue, right? Like
Yeah,
that's not what we're talking about. We want to see
great
how your
point.
business is doing in live time, right? Live time EFT. Like if you really want to grow your membership, you should attract your EFT members like really aggressively. So like that's what the scorecard's built for, mainly is EFT. Just recurring memberships. That's what I'm talking about. So number one, where they came from, so how many leads and how many booked calls, all that stuff can be tracked. It can be automated for you. So if you use your pipelines properly, we back it up into spreadsheets for you. So you have all those data points at your fingertips. And yeah, again, like talk about scaling businesses,
Every
like
lead, where
every
what the
lead.
source was, what product they
Yeah,
bought, whether they refer. It's like literally I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I know that people listening can't see it, but it's fucking magical, and it has completely changed our business in the last 6 months.
Yeah, it honestly helped me too. Like it was just, I did it for myself first, and I was like, oh, I can do this for other people as well. And we're still like modifying and making it better. But I'm at a point where I have a dashboard where all my businesses tie into one Excel sheet, and I could just look at it every morning with updates. I know exactly what's going on in every single business in like 5 minutes. Like that's not even like it's just 2 minutes. Um,
I have them on my computer now permanently.
yeah,
As three of my tabs, I check them every single morning.
yeah,
That way I can have critical, good or bad conversations with the sales team. Hey, did we get this? Did we action that? Are we on track for our goals? Things like that. And there's clarity there. And look, here's where I think, a lot of gym owners make the mistake. They go off of feel like
yeah,
how many people left your gym last quarter? Oh, nobody leaves. Oh, of course fucking
yeah,
people left, bro. Like
yeah,
somebody had to leave. You didn't like you had 100% retention for
yeah.
6 months. That's rare, right? So the reality is that clarity precedes action. And if you're unclear, it's just a feeling. It's just a dream. It's like a myth. It didn't happen. But now I know exactly how many clients are leaving and who is leaving. And then we put a plan in place to reaction them. And it's like, hey, like let's get back in the gym type shit, or we have an offer for them or whatever it might be. But when gym owners tell me that they don't lose clients, I laugh my
Yeah.
ass off because I'm like, when we almost always dig into their CRM or their POS system, we find out that they've lost, hundreds of clients over the last few years. And it's like, all right, dude, like your attrition rate's like 8%. It's not god awful, but it ain't good, So, it's like we gotta fix some shit here. Like, really? I was like, yeah, dude, like for every 100 clients, you're losing like six to
Yes.
eight a month. And they're like, oh, I never even thought of it like that. But they left because of this, they left because of that. And they did the same thing that a lot of us do is they make excuses as to why people left. And the bottom line is they ain't paying, so they're gone. you know.
Exactly.
you
And that's
know.
like, and that's when you need that data because like, how are you going to know how many sales you need to make, right? So it's like, how many people leave? And it's like, okay, I need to make X amount of sales. And then how many leads we need for those sales? How many phone calls need to be made for those people? So like, that's
Yes.
how you can reverse engineer your business. And without that
Great
data,
point.
you're never going to know, right? Like that's just, and honestly, when we first got it really in tune for RAF, like I was like, it was tough couple of first months because I was like really like shocked actually of it was a lot worse than I thought it was. Like even our member count wasn't accurate because Zen Planner, we
Same.
use Zen Planner for that gym. It was counting people as members. They weren't really members. It was like some other service we had. So we got way more clear on that, and it helps me, tell I can tell my team like we need to make X amount of calls this week. We need X amount of book because they know now based off, and they're all. And the cool thing is too, like our team is all involved on it, so they're all and their quarterly bonuses are tied into it. So like they're all in
Yep.
tune with it, like and they're all on it. They love it too. So
You mentioned something that's I want to make a point of. You mentioned reverse engineering your business, and I just want to make sure that the people listening understand the equation in terms of attaining a new client like membership goal. So let's just say for the sake of Varsity House, we'll take Varsity House as the example, right? We have 400 members here in HQ. Right now, our attrition is fantastic. It's about 4%, right? This year, we've really made a focus in the last
it's
6 months to crush it, right? Which is very, very good
insane.
for a business this size, right? It's
Yeah.
in half of where it was this time last year, right? It's literally in half. And again, I shout out to our team here for really, really making an effort to improve the client experience, which has always been good. But again, you know how focus goes. When you're focused in one area, all of a sudden the other areas start to, they don't
Yeah.
get as much light. You know what I mean? And it's like you got to shine the light back on the oh shit, attrition. We were over here so focused on new sales and new leads and new clients that our attrition creeped up, to a
Yeah.
point where it's no good. So what we've done. So if you want to get if let's just say our average attrition right now is about 4%. That means we're losing 4 clients per 100. That means we're losing 16 clients a month on average doing to with 400 members as we roll,
That's 200.
right? So that's about 192 clients a year.
Yeah.
So if I want to go plus 50 and get to 450 members, I have to sell I have to sell 282 memberships this year. It's not 50. It's
Yeah.
282. And people are like, when I sell at the gym, I was like, what? Fuck you talking about? I was like, look, man, if you're a brand new gym and you got 50 clients, yeah, your attrition might be like 2%, right? It might be like next to nothing because you're brand new, you're the guru, you're the trainer. But at some point, when you got 100, 150 clients and you got other trainers and it's a mature business, the law of attrition is going to hit and you're going to lose, you're going to be in the 5 to 6% range as a base standard national average. And then whether you're above or beyond that is solely predicated on your dedication to
Yeah.
customer service, client outreach, and communication. The number one indicator of attrition is attendance and usage. And the best way to maintain usage and attendance is constant communication from your coaches. Hey, Mike, I noticed you haven't booked any sessions for next week. Do you need a little hand getting your sessions booked? Are you coming? Are you on vacation? Question mark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh shit. Because if Mike trains 3 times a week for 6 months, he's going to get pretty good results. But if Mike trains for 4 times a week and then he's out for 2 weeks and he's in for once and he's out and he lets his life, which most people do, get in the way of the training, right? Without those reminders, without a little help, without a little accountability, a little push from the staff here, right? It's easy to fade off into the sunset. And then you go 3 months. Mike's looks at his bill. Shit, I'm paying $450 a month at Varsity House, and I've only been there like 8 times in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
I'm calling them cancel my membership or I want my money back, right? And it's like that could have been prevented had you been on top of your scorecard, had you been on top of your CRM. Last thing I want to talk about, Mike, is obviously you know uh, um, some digital products. So we run transformations, we run onboarding programs, we run a summer shred. Mike has a lot of these proprietary programs from the marketing, the emails, the follow-ups, the service systems built in, so you can install these and plug these into your CRM. Talk to me a little bit about that. What are some of the programs that you have there?
Yeah, well, like the 6 week challenge stuff, like, like one thing you always said, and a lot of people say, it's a lot of work on your team, right? These 6 week challenges, it's just so much work on your staff, or whoever's controlling it. If it's you, the solo gym owner, and I'll never forget, like the uh, the reason why I started like the 6 week challenge system, I guess you can call it, whatever it. I was literally, we had like 80 signups for a challenge, and this is like probably like 2021 or something like that. And it's Friday before the challenge starts, and I'm at a coffee shop, like just working all day, and I'm just trying to get out these meal plans. And it's like they closed the shop at 6:30. They had an outdoor spot, so I wasn't anywhere near done. So I just like worked outside with my hotspot, and I was just like working there until it got dark out. And I was doing these freaking meal plans, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, how could I gotta figure out a
Figure this
process for
shit
this.
out. Yeah.
Check-ins, or did you do your weigh-in, all this stuff. So like, I just created a system of automations to take care of everything. So like, once somebody signs up for their challenge, they're getting their meal plan form. When they fill it out, it's going back to your system that you can create your own custom macros and sends out to them automatically. It's scheduling their weigh-ins right away. Everything is taken care of for the challenge. All the annoying stuff is, and reach outs, any kind of check-ins, halfway marks, stuff, things like that. It's all taken care of. And I was like, look, like we need to do more of the challenge because it brings in more business for us, but we can't be doing it this way anymore. So that was like the motivation behind it. Again, just to give us time back. So yeah, it's another
So,
add-on we have.
and look, just to give some context here, we have run so far this year two transformations, right? Our 6 week transformation in the fall. I'm sorry, in the spring, our summer shred, which is a 4 week transformation, and then we are about to, we are in the planning phase and the launch phase. We're going to be running a flash sale for our fall transformation.
Mhm.
That happens in October. We use Mike's proprietary automation system and macro trackers and stuff like that for both those 6 week transformation programs and some of the stuff with the shred, the automations and stuff. And we have had record numbers and record reports on each one. They've been our two biggest programs ever. And for those of you who know and listen, we've run 28 transformations, 14 years. It's our best product. It's made us millions of dollars. And we've had two of the best transformations ever last fall and this past spring and the shred, primarily because of the automations and the delivery of the product. There's nothing to forget. There's nothing to forget. We don't forget to schedule anybody. We don't forget to get the meal plan to anybody. We don't forget to get their macros to them. We don't forget to get them their Zoom links for their nutrition meetups on the biweekly basis and so forth, right? Like all those things are
Yeah.
built out ahead of time so that the coaching staff can focus on what they do best. And that's just deliver an A+ service on the gym floor every day. And Steph or Mike doesn't have to run, oh, fuck, I got to call these 10 clients today that I have to schedule for a nutrition meetup next week and stuff like that. All that stuff is kind of done for you. And it's taken a tremendous pressure off of the team in terms of communication. And so they could focus on what most trainers really want to do. And that's just be great coaches and be awesome on the gym floor. And that's really made a big difference for us for sure. So awesome. Mike, this was great. Tell people where they can get in touch with you, where they can get in touch with Ignite, and give you guys a shot.
Yeah, of course, Joe. Thank you. I appreciate it as always. If you guys want to reach out to me, head to gyms.ignite-entrepreneurs.com. It's gyms.ignite-entrepreneurs.com. We are doing 20% off your first month, okay, from anybody from this call.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate that. Ignite Entrepreneurs, Mike Lisi. Check them out. Mike, what about your gyms? Where can they check out your gyms? Give them the IGs.
Yeah, RAF Strength at RAF Strength and Fitness, and then at NXT4 Life Training, and then personal is Mike Lisi Jr. I think it is, man,
Yeah,
my
yeah, Mike
personal.
Lisi. RAF is RAF, right? Not two F's. So
RAF,
RAF. Yep.
RAF, yep,
Awesome.
yep.
Awesome. This is great. This is the business of strength. We hope you enjoyed it. Turn your passion for strength into a profitable business you will love. We'll see you next time.